You finished work. You sat down. You told yourself, okay, I can rest now. But you didn't rest. Instead, your brain started making a list. The email you forgot to send. The thing you said 3 days ago that sounded weird. The goal you haven't started yet. The person you haven't called back. And suddenly, resting felt like another thing you were doing wrong. If that sounds familiar, stay with me. Because what's happening to you has a name. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your exhaustion the same way again. Section 1. Most people think they're tired because they're working too much. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Some of the most exhausted people on earth are not overworked. They're overthinking. There's a massive difference. Overwork drains your body. But overthinking drains your soul. It keeps you awake at midnight, even when you haven't moved from the couch all day. It makes a Sunday afternoon feel like a Monday morning. And it makes doing nothing feel more stressful than doing everything. Section 2. Here's where this comes from. Think back to how you grew up. Were you the child who was praised only when you achieved something? Good grades, good behavior, good performance. Were you told, even without words, that your worth was tied to your output? Because if you were, then somewhere deep in your mind, your brain made a connection. Rest equals worthless. Stillness equals failure. Doing nothing means you are nothing. That's not laziness. That's not weakness. That's conditioning. And here's the painful part. You didn't choose it. You were taught it. By parents who were taught the same thing. By a culture that rewards busyness and punishes stillness. Section 3. Psychologists call this cognitive load fatigue. It means your brain is running, even when your body has stopped. Imagine your phone screen is off, but 47 apps are running in the background. Battery draining, systems slowing down. That's your brain right now. The technical term is default mode network, the part of your brain that activates when you're not doing anything. But for people who grew up in high-pressure environments, this network doesn't rest. It reviews, it plans, it worries, it compares. And the result? You wake up tired. You go to sleep tired. And resting, actual resting, starts to feel like a skill you've completely forgotten. Section 4. Here's the part that might surprise you. The problem isn't that you can't rest. The problem is that somewhere inside you, you believe you haven't earned it yet. There's always one more thing, one more mile, one more email, one more goal, and done keeps moving. Every time you get close, it shifts. Psychologists call this the arrival fallacy, the belief that once you reach a certain point, you'll finally be able to breathe. But the point never comes, because the mind that can't rest now will not suddenly rest later. Not after the promotion, not after the house is paid off, not after the kids grow up. The restlessness travels with you. Section 5. So what do? You start by understanding one thing. Rest is not a reward. Read that again. Rest is not a reward. It is a requirement. The same way your body needs water. Not because you earned it, but because you're human and you're alive. Your mind needs stillness. Not tomorrow. Not after the project is done. Now. And here's what real rest actually looks like. It's not scrolling your phone. It's not watching something to distract yourself. Real rest is sitting somewhere quiet and allowing your brain to do nothing for 5 minutes without judging yourself for it. That's it. That's the whole practice. And it's harder than it sounds. Because the first time you try it, every unfinished thought will show up. Let them. Don't chase them. Don't solve them. Just let them pass. Like clouds. Because you're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not falling behind. You are a person who was trained to run. And nobody ever taught you how to stop. If this video felt like it was written for you, it's because it was. Subscribe if you want more of this. Not motivation that fades by Tuesday, but real psychology, the kind that actually explains you to yourself. I'll see you in the next one.